The topic that we have to discuss today, that is about the master direction issued by RBI in relation to export of goods and services. And some portion was supposed to be completed by way of homework, and I believe you must have done that. Here it is. Master direction for export of goods and services. Right? Export. It is only in relation to export. Next circular we have, that is about the import. This is only about export. And this is in 4 parts. First is part A, it is general. Part B, this is about the declarations and the procedures relating to the forms, then obligations of the authorized dealer. This you can omit, actually, this is not required, because what is the role of the authorized dealer? Then remittance connected with the export. This is in 4 parts. So part A, now we have to simply read, and where the explanation comes, I'll give you the explanation, right? And you have, I hope you all of you have a printout.
Yes, sir.
So underline the important things which I'm going to underline here. This is export trade is regulated by, who's regulating export trade?
DGFT.
DGFT.
Underline this. Then what is the role of customs? If DGFT is regulating import export, then what is the role of customs?
Levy and collect revenue.
Levy and collection of duty on
Yes.
import and export of
Yes.
goods only. Okay, then. And its regional officers functioning under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Department of Commerce, Government, and policies and procedures required to be followed. So who makes the policies? Again, the DGFT. Right? So which policy we are referring here? The foreign trade policy. The foreign trade policy is not made.
Exporting schedule 1, schedule 2.
Foreign trade policy is not made by DGFT. Who makes foreign trade policy?
Commerce Ministry.
Central government.
It says central government. Okay. So foreign trade policy is framed by the central government, and the role of DGFT therein at the time of formulation of policy is advisory role. And once the policy has been framed, then implementation of the policy, that is also the responsibility of the DGFT. Okay, so here I'm just drawing a small chart for you. Foreign trade policy. I'm writing word FTP. This is formulated by the central government. Under which law?
That is Foreign Trade Development and Regulations Act.
FTDR.
Yeah.
Under the
Hello. Mhm.
Foreign Trade Development Regulation Act. And in this, during formulation, the role of DGFT is purely advisory. At what point of time?
Until it is formulated.
When the policy is being formulated, the role of DGFT is advisory. Right? It means this is not binding on central government. Whatever advices are given by the DGFT may be accepted, may be rejected. And after formulation, the DGFT is responsible for its implementation. When the policy is being framed, the role of DGFT is purely advisory, Director General of Foreign Trade. But once the policy is made, then he is responsible to ensure proper implementation and proper compliance of all the provisions of the foreign trade policy. Okay, so all import exports shall be in accordance with the foreign trade policy. And who is responsible for ensuring the compliance? It is the DGFT.
Egypt.
Next, AD category 1, authorized dealer, category 1, always these are banks, always, right? There are category 2 also, which are other than banks, like travel houses. So authorized dealer category 1 banks may conduct export transactions in conformity with the FTD in vogue. Now this says, what is the meaning of this one? The banker should know the foreign trade policy. So rather than knowing the foreign trade policy, every time they take a declaration from the exporter, and based on the declaration, they keep on doing the work. Rules framed by the government of India and the directions issued by RBI from time to time. So this is only good enough for you to underline this one. बाकी चीजें आपको पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Rest of the things in this paragraph we have already spoken. The directions contained in the document should be read along with the rules. So these rules and regulations we have already spoken earlier. So again, this is also not required. In terms of regulation 4 of the foreign exchange guarantees regulation 2000, the notification number so and so, underline only this much. Authorized dealer category 1 banks have been permitted to issue guarantee on behalf of exporter client on account of exports out of India, subject to specified conditions. What kind of guarantee is this?
Performance guarantee.
It is performance guarantee, right? Now for this, let me take you ahead just to correlate with this one. Point number D2. No, I'm missing some point here. Yes, this is here. Issue of guarantees by the authorized dealer. C29. Right? So this is an authorized dealer may give the guarantee in respect of the debt, obligation, or other liability incurred by a person resident in India and owned to a person resident outside India, where the debt, obligation, other liability is incurred by the person resident as an exporter on account of exports from India. So to whom guarantee can be issued? In whose favor the guarantee is being given?
To the exporter's favor. Authorized dealer may give guarantee in respect of
Authorized
communicate
dealer.
To person
loan to a
resident
person
outside
resident
India.
outside India when the debt
Guarantee is given in favor of a person resident outside India on behalf of resident. It is not given to the resident, it is given for the resident. Are the wordings clear? Okay.
So the guarantee is given to a person, that is the importer.
Importer abroad.
Yes. So the guarantee is given to him
Yes.
on behalf of the exporter.
Yes.
Yes.
What for guarantee is given? Because there may be a debt, there may be obligation, there may be liability incurred. So here it is clearly given export by a person resident in India as an exporter. Okay. Then what is further? An authorized dealer may give a guarantee in respect of any debt, obligation, other liability incurred by a person resident outside India. In the following cases, namely, when such debt, obligation, liability is owed to a person resident in India, this is other way. This is a guarantee given by whom to whom? By the authorized dealer. It is given to the non-resident. This is a guarantee given by the authorized dealer to the resident, but on behalf of non-resident. It is both ways. So this authorized dealer may give a guarantee in respect of any debt, obligation, other liability incurred by a person resident outside India in the following cases. First is where such debt, obligation, or the liability is owned by a person resident in India in connection with the bona fide trade transaction. Owned to whom?
To the person resident in India, but that is the exporter or importer, whom it may be like.
Whosoever he may be, because this
Yes.
is covering all the situation.
But how an Indian bank can give an a foreign bank on behalf of a foreign person?
Authorized dealer may be a bank, foreign bank working in India.
Foreign. Okay.
Citibank.
Yes.
There are
But
multiple
not
foreign banks.
It should not be an Indian bank, or sometimes
Not
it may be.
necessarily. We are talking about authorized dealer. We are not talking about any Indian bank. Okay. So in a nutshell, the authorized dealers are authorized to issue guarantees in relation to international business.
Sir, so this means authorized dealer are the one who take care of the remittance?
Yes, all the remittances are through the authorized dealer only.
Sir, but if the consignee fails to remit money to the shipper, so that means the authorized dealer will come into the picture and help it out for the remittance part?
No.
That's
Your question is about if the customer overseas does not pay, then what happens?
correct, sir. Letter of credit, all things come up, right?
Okay. If LC is there, payment is more or less assured. If LC is not there, before exporting, you can go to ECGC, take some kind of insurance on that. If you have taken the risk, then nothing can be done. But nobody is authorized to export the goods unless you have a track record of export without LC.
Correct, sir.
So if you have at least 3 years of track record of consistent export, only then permission is given to you to export the goods on credit. Otherwise, either advance payment or LC has to be there in place. Okay. So authorized dealer doesn't have anything to do. What is the role of authorized dealer? Authorized dealer is having the documentation to the fact that you have exported the goods or services having certain value, which is mentioned in the document. And that value should be realized within the specified time. If you approach the bank will give you an extension of time, but at the same time, it is putting the information to RBI that some export outstandings are there. Okay. And then further action depends on RBI. So authorized dealer doesn't do anything in that case. Authorized dealer is acting as an agent of RBI to ensure that the payments are realized for which the documents are submitted to him.
Noted, sir. Sir, in short, they are taking the assurance of the shipper of remittance part will be covered, right?
Yes. What is Section 8 of FEMA?
Noted, sir. Noted. Got it.
Got it?
This, sir, one layman's question.
Yes, sir.
how does RBI comes to know or come to know that I have exported the goods?
Hmm.
If I am exporting,
Huh.
it is a transaction between me and customs department and the importer abroad. So how does RBI will come into picture?
What is the basic requirement for export?
Is mandatory, sir.
So port registration comes in the picture, na, sir?
Pardon? Code registration.
Port registration. That is now we do
Code
online.
registration is mandatory. So
First thing is you must have importer exporter code number. But
Given by by DGFT.
yes.
So RBI is not there.
Hmm?
RBI is not there. It is
Hmm.
given by DGFT.
Then you are filing the export documents.
Declaration we are giving, no, sir. EDF.
No, that comes little later. Export documents. This is about shipping bill or bill of export. On the basis of this, you are supposed to make a declaration EDF.
Yes.
To watch full video, join the regular online batch Call Tayal Institute.